Hey, this is your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 7. Is that Episode 7? I think so. Episode 7, The Husbands. Okay. Um, Welcome to my channel where we serve up unfiltered video reviews of videos and TV shows. And if you're ready to talk, laugh, and just get some real talk, you're in the right place. But before we start, if you're new here, welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, hold on. If you're new here, okay, welcome. We are all family here. And if you are not new, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, welcome back. Let me give you applause too. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, anyway, so the episode begins with Lisa because the episode begins where it left off where they were at the Mob Wives 25th anniversary for Angie, and Lisa is cussing out Whitney and saying that she didn't go to the blogs about how she getting her jewelry from Alibaba. Yeah, Alibaba. Anyway, so Lisa is going. Okay, so it begins with Lisa goes to Justin saying your wife is a liar. And so then Justin says my wife is not a liar. And he kept going to saying my wife is not a liar. He kind of like stepped to her and said my wife is not a fucking liar. So John comes and say, hey, don't be saying that F word around my wife and everything like that. So they about to get into it. And so they try to break them up. And so then Whitney goes and says, my friend, you can't hold your own stink. And so Lisa said, we're not friends. We are not friends. And so then so Angie was like, listen, she's snapping at him. Fingers down. Cause this is my house. She was like, my child is here. Okay. Meredith yelling across to Whitney talking about, how come you just can't believe her? Coming out of nowhere. Whitney was like, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she's still calling her attorney. So Angie was like, hey. And so she was like, Mary is going to give the blessing to this union. Everybody listen to Mary. So Mary is in charge of the girls. Okay? Mary is in charge of the girls. Okay? Because Mary made Lisa and Whitney hold hands. Okay? They was just beefing. Mary was like, y'all hold hands. Y'all hold hand now. Oh, hold hand. Okay? Hold hand. She's in charge of the girl. Because when Heather said, what the fuck did I do? And Mary was like, don't you go there. Don't you go there. And then Heather, shut up. Mary is in charge of the girls. The one black lady is in charge of the girls. She in charge of the girls. Anyway, so she made them hold hand. She did the blessing. Then Lisa, as soon as the blessing over, Lisa turns to Whitney saying, I didn't do that to her. And Justin was like, he said, well, why did you keep calling her a liar? So then, and it was calm then, because they were holding hands, and then Lisa turns to Whitney, was like, I didn't do that to you, I didn't do that to you. And Justin was on the other side of Whitney, and he's like, well, why did you call her a liar? John immediately came in and told Justin, don't talk to my wife. Don't talk to my wife. So Justin was like, he told security, you better get him before I start to pound on him. You better get him. You better get him. You better get him before I start to pound on him, okay? You better get him. So Whitney and Justin was like, Whitney was like, listen, let's go before anything else pop off. Okay. Before anything else pop off, we need to go. And so then Lisa crying, playing the victim. She know how to play the victim. She know how to play the victim, man. I mean, she is the victim in this case, but she know how to turn it up. She know how to turn it up, okay? So then the next day, Lisa, John brings in, now they have upgraded from fast food. Oh, let me get applause. They have upgraded from fast food to rotisserie chicken from the store and bagged lettuce and salad. They have upgraded from fast food. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And round of applause. They still not cooking, but they have upgraded their food. Okay. So John said that I was trying to stand up for my mouthy wife last night. Okay. And they had to laugh at that because Lisa is mouthy. Okay. Meanwhile, at Whitney and Justin's house, Justin why are you pouring out that liquor and them drinks? Why are you pouring that stuff out? Okay, you done already bought it. Whitney was like, we can donate it to somewhere. He was like, I'm donating to this drain. You done already bought it. You ain't gonna drink it, donate it to somewhere. You already bought it. You done already gave him the money. Jesus Christ. Whitney just giving him a side eye like, I don't know. She was like, you taking this too far. So Lisa, in the confessional, I can't stand her. She was like, nobody gives a fuck about Whitney's jewelry. About Whitney's jewelry. Nobody gives a fuck, she said. And she hoping that this gonna get her $100,000 in sales when it airs. She was like, good luck. Shots fired. Lisa gets off some good ones in her confessional. She still played the victim, but she gets off some good ones in her confessional. All right, so Heather, sweet pea, you're gonna have to get a new picture, presentation picture or whatever, because you kind of swollen in that picture, and I was just like, damn. I said, I didn't know you were that swole. And since you got on Ozempic and stuff, and lost some weight, you might need to change that. Anyway, but her face looked the same though. She ain't lose no weight in her face. Her head's still big. But the body is smaller. So she need to change that. But anyway, so Brittany goes to visit Heather in her salon, right? Her spa, not a salon, her spa. And they talk about Jared. Okay. Heather's saying, well, what happened to you repairing your relationship with your daughters and being single? And Britt was like, well, that's still on the table. That's still on the table. Heather was like, but you looking crazy out here. You looking crazy. You looking crazy. And Britt was like, that is condescending and that is hurtful. She said, and she was like, Heather was like, well, sometimes you gotta hurt people, to tell them the truth. Heather was like, no, so Britt was like, well, have you ever loved someone so much? And so Heather was like, yeah, I've been in a toxic relationship. And she said it fucked up my whole life. So Britt crying. And so she said, I feel so alone with my mom passing and my kids are gone. And so she said she wants to be a mom. And she's trying, what she say? She wants to be a mom and she's trying to date to find her own happiness or find happiness on her own. That is the problem. That's the problem, Brittany. Come here, baby. Come here. You feel like you can't find happiness unless you have a man. That's your fucking problem. You got to find happiness within yourself. Let me repeat that. You have to find happiness within yourself first. Then the man compliments your happiness. She feel like she got to have a man or she ain't going to never be happy. That is your problem, Brittany. That is your main problem. That's the reason why you can't fix your relationship with your daughters. That is the reason why that you feel like you have to have a man to be happy. And you don't. Look at Heather. Look at Heather. Okay? And your parents, apparently they met in 6 days. They got engaged and they spent 50 years. Those days are long gone. Those days are long gone. Okay? And being thirsty for a man, men pick up on that. They pick up on that and they use you and abuse you. Because you thirsty and they going to do whatever they want to do to you. Because you thirsty and you going to put up with that shit. But if you find happiness within yourself, you ain't going to put up with that. You ain't going to put up none of that. You ain't going to put up none of that. Okay? So that's your problem. You got to find happiness within yourself. Because you ain't gonna find happiness within a man. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. And you don't know if your parents had the perfect marriage anyway. You don't even know that. You know they've been married for 50-some years. You don't know what ups and downs that they had to go through and how many times your mama, God rest her soul, wanted to get a divorce. and she stayed married because of the kids or because of she didn't have anything else because she may have not had a job or nothing like that, so she ain't had nothing else. You don't know how many times she wanted to get a divorce, but she couldn't. You don't know that. God rest her soul. You don't know that. Girl. Anyway, I digress. Let me get on somebody else because I could be on Brittany as long as cause well, it don't matter. Bronwyn ain't inviting her to her party anyway. Anyway, let me tell you what happened with Bronwyn. Bronwyn and Todd go to lunch, right? So they was wondering where Todd was at the party, and he said, I go out of town often, so they know that. And Bronwyn, this was really funny. Bronwyn goes to pick him up in costumes at the airport. Oh my God, I ain't never seen that a day in my life. But hey, Bronwyn, I fucks with you. I fucks with you. Girl, when she had she had a dinosaur. She had like a Mario, looked like a mushroom. That's what it was. It looked like a Mario mushroom. What else did she have? A pig. She had a costume of a pig. Oh, a bear. I was like, oh my God. I know her husband was like, this is my wife. I love her to pieces. But I fucks with you, Bronwyn. So they're planning a couple's trip. Some indie race in Thermal. I don't know where it is and what's going on with that, but she wants to invite everybody but Brittany. She wants to invite everybody but Brittany, okay? Bronwyn brings up Gwen's grandparents. Todd he said, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about that. He shut that conversation down, okay? He shut that conversation down. Okay. Bronwyn, Whitney, and Angie, they go walking. And Whitney said that John and Justin met up. Or they're supposed to meet up, basically. Whitney said Lisa hurts other people to make herself feel better. That's what Whitney said. But Bronwyn says, I never had that experience with her. So she ain't co-signing Whitney, because she was like, that's not my experience with her. I ain't had that experience with her. So Whitney said, well, she gonna treat you different because you have everything she wants. I said, ooh. Okay. Well, shots fired on that. Okay. And Bronwyn was like, well, I hope that's not the case. I don't know. So Brittany having a prayer service at her house. Heather arrives, meet her dad. Angie arrives and brings a bottle of wine, but apparently Mormons don't drink, even though she drink with them every time she go out with them. So I don't understand why Mormons, quote unquote, don't drink. But whatever. So at the end of the service, because that was boring as all get out. Angie and Heather argue over Lisa's parenting again. And how Heather repeated that info to Lisa. And Angie thinks that Heather hasn't supported her when it comes in regards to Lisa. And so Heather was like, when have I not supported you? And so Angie was like, when Lisa went off on me in Milwaukee and you had nothing to say. Mum's the word for you. Okay. You ain't stand up for me at all. When Lisa was cussing Angie out. And so Angie said that Heather, because apparently they went to high school together, Heather has always wanted to sit with the cool kids. Okay. And she said that Heather has a habit of blindly being loyal. And they bring up the church. And they bring up Jen. Because Jen popped her in the eye. And she didn't tell everybody that Jen popped her in the eye. She said she woke up with that. And then all of a sudden, it come out later that Jen popped her in the eye. But she does blindly. She does want to be around the cool kids. So did she need to get with Bronwyn in, because Bronwyn is the cool kid as far as I'm concerned, and Mary. I don't see where Lisa is the cool kid, but hey, it's fine with me. Anyway, John and Justin meet up. They basically squashed the beef. John wants Justin to apologize to Lisa. Justin said, "I'll think about it." Heather invites Bronwyn invites Heather to her house. Bronwyn, if you don't get those dogs trained not to shit and piss in your house, that beautiful house, they is shitting and pissing in everywhere. I mean, Heather was right. She was like, I can't even enjoy the house because I got to look on the floor to see if I'm stepping in some shit. Okay. I can't even enjoy the house. Because I'm thinking I'm gonna step in some shit. Okay, you need to. It was shit all over the damn house and piss. So they know that house stink. What in the world are you doing? If you don't get them dogs trained, and then the dogs was all over around the charcuterie board, all in the face, and then she got the dog laying on the couch after they done shit it and shit. No. No. Brown, you done lost me on that. You done lost me on that. I fucks with you still, but I ain't coming to your house. That's nasty as shit. So Bronwyn says that what's his name? Todd gets Starbucks mugs from everywhere he goes. So they got boxes and boxes and boxes of Starbucks mugs. And Heather said, I thought that you didn't like me very much. And so Bronwyn says, well, I thought you ain't like me either. And Bronwyn admits. This is why I like Bronwyn. Bronwyn admits. She said, when you told Whitney about what I said, and she said, and you put your stank on it. And you put your stinking sauce on it, okay? So, and she said, so I was being messy when I told Angie what you said about her. I was being messy just as much as you was being messy telling Whitney what I said about her and putting extra sauce on it because she had already said that to Whitney. Okay. But apparently how you said it, you done put some more extra sauce on it. So now Whitney is kind of pissed off at Bronwyn. So she said, yeah, I was being messy. So I told Angie what you said about her. And so she said, that's not a great way to start. But she said, but I apologize for that. And so, what she say? Oh, she said, so I felt Heather can tell what I said to everyone with her stank on it. On top of it, so can I. So then Heather was like, yeah, that's the definition of being messy. And so she was like, if it appears to be messy, she said, no, that is definitely being messy. And so Brian was like, okay. And so then Heather thinks it's the end of it. And Brian was like, that's not the end of it. Because you need to admit that you were being messy too. And so Heather does not admit that she being messy too. Okay. But she was being messy, and she knows it. But she does not admit that she was being messy. And I personally feel like she didn't get the invite to the trip either, because I think that's the reason why Bronwyn wanted to clear the air with her so she could invite her to come to the trip. But since she ain't admit her fault in this as well, I don't think she got an invite to the trip. She ain't got no man no way. It's a couple's trip. She ain't got no man no way. So she should be, unless her and Brittany was coming together, she shouldn't be invited to the trip no way. Point blank period. Anyway, like I said, this episode, it was good though. It was good. It wasn't bad. But give me a thumbs up. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Okay? And I will see you in the next video. This is your girl, msyelladiva. Peace.